Hey guys, I'm Bashierr, and this is my short guide on how to do krill as an Iron Man. This is a fairly relaxing or AFK method, and I'm generally able to last the entire hour with this setup. So for my gear, I'm using a combination of War Priest and Subjugation. Before I had any Subjugation pieces, I was using full War Priest, and before that, I was using Superior Skeletal. The Superior Skeletal gave me a little bit more damage output, I think, but it was almost degraded, so I switched to the War Priest. The War Priest is nice because there's a chance to reduce damage dealt by 90%. One of Krill's 3 special attacks is pretty devastating. He'll jump in the air and say "Yar," and then you'll be hit by up to 6,600 typeless damage, which also drains some of your prayer points. So it's nice to have War Priest because every now and then it'll prevent 90% of this damage. And because of the prayer draining nature of this attack, I use the Penance Aura because it'll save me on some of my super restores. For my weapon, I'm using a augmented chaotic staff, which I would say is probably about the minimum tier weapon that you're going to want to use here. I also equip a Dragon Rider amulet, a rune pouch, and a ring of wealth. My inventory setup is pretty simple. I take my enhanced Excalibur, 2 super magic potions, 2 anti-poison plus pluses, 8 super restores, a God Wars dungeon teleport tab, an extra rune pouch with law runes, and I fill the rest of my inventory and Beast of Burden with food. I'd suggest using Menaphos fish because they're really easy to catch and they're very quick to catch. If you have 96 summoning and a yak, bring some winter storage scrolls because there are quite a few super attack and super strength drops, and so you'll be able to send those to your bank. You can also send the rune salvage that you get to your bank and any of his valuable drops. The reason I'm taking a God Wars dungeon teleport tab and not using the teleport in the normal spellbook is because I find that my sustain is a lot better using the Ancient Magics spellbook. With the normal spellbook, I normally last between 45 minutes to an hour. Using the Ancient Magics, I always last the entire hour. Krill and his bodyguards drop sharks, tuna potatoes, and super restores fairly often, which also really helps you to sustain the entire hour. I use Revolution++, and my bar setup is Sunshine, Asphyxiate, Corruption Blast, Dragon Breath, Sonic Wave, Combust, Sacrifice, Tuska's Wrath, Rack, Chain, and Wild Magic. I found this action bar from a Reddit post by Nightshade1, which I'll link in the description. If you don't have some of these abilities unlocked, you can rearrange the bar a bit. Before I had Corruption Blast, I moved Sacrifice into that slot to heal me a little bit more often. For prayer, I pray Soul Split the entire hour, but if you don't have 92 prayer, you could use Deflect Melee or Deflect Magic. So beside all that, this is pretty semi-AFK. I tend to pick up the coins, Wine of Zamorak, Lanodymes, and all the food and potions. If you didn't do this, it would be a lot more AFK. Really all you have to do at this point is pot up, watch your prayer points, and eat every now and then. It's easy to forget your super magic and anti-poison plus, so try to keep that in mind. I'm also always forgetting to use my enhanced Excalibur, which really cuts down on the amount of food you go through. Using this method at my magic level, which is 95 at the moment, it takes me about 50 seconds to 1 minute to kill Krill, so you can get around 45 to 50 kills an hour. Right now I have a kill count of 571, and I've received 8 subjugation drops, 5 God Sword shards, a hilt, Zamorak spear, and 2 or 3 effigies. So that's about 1 or 2 decent drops per hour. Anyways guys, I hope this was helpful to some of you mid-level Iron Man like myself. I hope to see you guys in game. Hit me up whenever. I love making new friends. And if you like the guide, give me a like and a subscribe. It's always very much appreciated. Have a great one, guys.